want to say officially welcome. Welcome to 3HW Academy Identity Engineering, titled BCA Palace Challenge. That is Behavioral and Character Adjustment Challenge. It seems the projector is going to come up. So I want to quickly dash into the training of today. We have people online following us. The first thing we need to look at your identity. Your identity. What is an identity? Who can explain to me here? An identity. Okay, you go ahead. Okay, an identity is something you are recognized by. Okay, who again? I want the class today to be interactive. This training today is just made for you and it's in honor of you, and I want you to participate fully. Okay, can you?
Your identity is specific thing about you, what makes you who you are.
Okay.
Your features and your characteristics.
Your features and your characteristics. So, but let's look at it on the screen, from the screen. Your identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are. The story you tell yourself about who you are is your identity. Now, it includes, number one, your beliefs. Your beliefs forms your identity. And that is why oftentimes we teach people that you behave what you believe. So your beliefs forms your identity. Number two, your values. There are values. You know the mistake that so many people make in life? We have followed some teachings from different trainers before now, and you know what they are teaching us? We should pursue our goals. Am I right? They'll tell you to do what? Pursue your goals in life. Now, but if you really want to be different from those who pursue goals, you move from pursuing goals from pursuing your values in life. If you pay more attention to your values in life, you will discover that you will become a better person in life. You become a better person. Because of value, there are some things, maybe when you look at it, you say, these are the values that should guide me as I go through life. Remember that the most popular thing in life, people will tell you, do you want to succeed? They will tell you what? You need to make your TDL. How many of us have heard about TDL? You have heard about TDL. Can you raise up your hand? TDL. Anyone? Now, have you heard about to-do lists? You have heard about to-do lists? That is TDL. They will tell you if you want to succeed in life, you should draft what we call what? To-do lists every day. But has anybody told you that you are a human being? You are not a human doing. So that you cannot think of what we call TBL, which is what? To be lists. To be lists. And that is what the first assignment that every one of us will be doing today. At the end of the day, in this, we actually call it behavioral and character adjustment palace. It's a palace training because we believe that the Lord has created every one of us to live as king, as prince, as princesses, as kings in the palace of our Father who is God. So because He has created every one of us we need to go through this palace challenge to adjust some of our beliefs, to adjust our values. So there are some things that will be coming to us daily that will enable you that as every day you come, we are giving you an assignment, and when you get back home, you do it. The next day when you come, you present it to us. Like this one now, we are talking about what? To be list. Today one is what? Which means when you get back, you sit down on your quiet moment. You say, who do I really want to be in life? And how you are going to get this is, for instance, let's look at it this way. As a man, what are the characteristics of living thing? Number one is what? Okay, let's use the normal, how do we use to call it? Mr. Niger D. So we say the first one is what? Movement. You can move. The second one is what? Respiration. The third one is what? Nutrition. The fourth one is what? Is it fourth now or fifth? The fifth one is what? Growth. The sixth is what? The seventh is what? The eighth is what? The last one is what? Yeah, Mr. Niger D. The last one is what? Death. Okay, adaptation. Then before what?
They have changed it.
Okay, they have changed it.
You no longer do. You have competition, adaptation, and lifespan of it.
Okay, but let's work with the popular one we know, because the exact one it changes so that maybe people will not be scared, or I don't know. But maybe later we can look at that. I may not be current about the change, but we know about D, which is death. So for you to be able to produce to be lists, you should be able to look at, if I die today, what do I want people to say about my life on earth? What I became in my lifetime. Are you getting what I'm saying? For instance, when you see somebody who has died and his obituary is there, and people are coming to make comments about his lifestyle, about his character, about his behavior, about everything about him, when you look at it carefully, you will not be able to understand, who do I really want to be? That is bringing the end forward. In the academy, we call it thinking into results. Now, we so much believe that anyone can think into results. How can you think into results? By bringing the future. Your last day on earth should be the picture you focus in your life every day. And that is why most of the time when I teach people, I will tell them that what matters most must never be at the mercies of things that matter least in life. So if what matters most is how you can make impact in life, then it must never be, you must never live your life anyhow. And that is why when we go through identity engineering, one of the things that identity engineering does for us is that it helps us to do what? To reprogram our life. You are reprogramming your belief. You are reprogramming your values. You are reprogramming your emotions. You are reprogramming your self-image. You are reprogramming your language and your label. Is it clear to us? Is it clear? I want you to look at it carefully. See, if you want to live a better life, you want to live a life of legacy, then strive or try in your life to do what? Reprogram your beliefs. Because you behave what you believe. Now, you will understand that better by the life of Caleb and Joshua. Because there's so much belief that there's nothing that they cannot achieve with God. That is why they wholly followed. They were behaving their belief as they were going through life. They wholly followed the Lord all through their life because they believe so much in God. Now, they did that all through. They got to an extent that when leadership was to be handed over to Joshua, what did Joshua request from God? What did he request? When the leadership was handed over to him, what was the most important thing to Joshua that he requested from God? Who can tell me? We are not answering. Who can tell me the most important thing he requested? Now, the most important thing he requested from God, because of his belief, was the presence of God. He said, God, if your presence go not with me, I am not going. And what did God reply to me? He said, surely my presence shall go with you. He said, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never fail you nor forsake you. Why? He believed that with only the presence of God, he can conquer and do exploit in life. So he behaved it before God. Now, again, we're looking at your values. Your values are actually the things that make you special before other people. Your values. You hold those things. Those are the things you pick them out, you hold them, you say, this is what I am running with in life. Your values. Your values. So the next one is emotional habits. You discover that a lot of persons today allows their emotions to rule them. Their emotions. Some of us cannot control our emotions. As little as you are, when somebody did something before you know it, you ease. What is controlling you? Emotion. Is that the life you want to present to people? Is it a good life to present? But it has now become what? Your character, your behavior. So, as we go on, you understand what we are talking about. Now, let's continue. Now, the next page, we are talking about what is behavior. That's the next question. Before the screen will come up, who will tell me what is behavior? What is behavior? Don't look at the screen though before you answer me. What is behavior? Can anybody answer me? Okay, you want to answer? Okay, go ahead. Listening to you.
Behavior are characteristics of somebody.
Okay, behavior are characteristics of somebody. Now, what is character? Yeah? Character is an attribute of the person. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, want to help? Okay, ma.
Character is the way you react to things around you. You react to the way people act towards you, react to things around you. The way you react.
Okay, the way you react to things around you. Then what is behavior?
I don't know.
Okay.
behavior is
You have looked at my screen.
no. Behavior is your personal habit, the way you behave. While character is your feature, the specific thing about you, the way you. What is not trying to say.
Okay. So, as you have said, let's look at it this way: behavior. Behavior refers to the way a person acts. Behavior refers to what? The way a person acts or reacts to people, situation, or emotion. That is behavior. The way people what? The way a person will act or react to people, situation, or emotions. That is behavior. The way they will react, the way they will act, maybe to people, or maybe to situation, or maybe to things around them. There is a particular behavior that the person, because of what is programmed into the person. Now, take note, what we are studying today may not be useful for you to you if you don't understand how these things are programmed and unprogrammed. A human being has one of the delicate parts of the human life is what we call the HOS. What is HOS? HOS is Human Operating System. I talked about this in so many. Was one of the meeting we attended. It was an online program. I was trying to teach you how to become better in life. And I decided to use a computer system to illustrate it. Now, the illustration we are looking at the when you bring the computer, maybe like a laptop, somebody is holding a laptop here, or you're looking at laptop here. We discover that the laptop is divided into how many sections? It's divided into 3 sections. Number 1 is what? The input. Number 2 is what? Number 3 is what? The processing unit. The input unit, the processing unit, the output unit. That is life for you. The developers of this system of computers study the human being in order to create a computer. It's just like this way we are studying artificial intelligence. All of them are artificial. They copy from human being. They wanted computer to act like human being. That is why they developed a device that should be able to do what? To act like human being. Human being has what? Inputs. He has the processing unit. Now, you also have what? The output unit. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now, when we are looking at one of the major aspects of the what you see in the display unit, the screen, is what is going on in the processing unit. Am I right? Now, the processing unit in human being is the mind. The processing unit in human being is what? Now, but what is the function of the operating system in a computer? What is the function of the operating system in a computer? Who can tell me? Okay, the function of the operating system.
Okay, it interprets and processes data.
Okay, it interprets and processes data. Okay. Okay, let me make it simple for us. The operating system is actually like a gateway that prepares the ground and that enables you to install any other software into the processing units. Without the operating system, it will be difficult for you to install any other software into the processing unit. So the first software that goes into the system is what? The operating system. That is why when you are buying your system, they will tell you that okay, this system is free doors or it's already coming with what? With a window. Now, the window is an operating system. We have a Mac operating system. We have other types of operating system. But the most common operating system that we all know is what? Is the Windows operating system. Now, this Windows operating system has evolved. At the time we have Windows 95, at the time we have Windows 98, at the time we have Windows Millennium, at the time we have Windows 2000, at the time we have the one called Windows XP, at the time we now have other Windows, we now say okay, this one is with Windows 8, we now have Windows 10, currently we have Windows 11 and Windows 12. So these are various operating systems, and the kind of operating system running in a computer will determine the kind of software that will install into it. So for you to be able to make your computer to behave in a certain way, the first thing you take care of is what? The operating system. That is why sometimes when people have a lower version of operating system installed into them, they will behave in a certain way. So for me to change the behavior of somebody, what is the first thing I should change? I need to change the operating system that is running that person. And that is why we will always talk about what? The human operating system. Because it is the mental program that runs in every human being. And that is what determines our output in life. The kind of operating system working in you determines what displays on your screen. Am I right? If, for instance, those of us that use Android has an operating system. Android is an operating system. Am I right? Those of us that use what is the other one? The other operating system. The one Apple uses is called what? iOS operating system. Your operating system determines what displays on your screen. It determines the kind of buttons you see on your screen. It determines how you can navigate the system, the operating system. And that is why you pay attention to make sure that the operating system running you is a real one that is not corrupted yet, and it can give you a good result in life. Many people are not producing results because the operating system running them is Windows 98. It's Windows 98. It has been there and it has been there, and they say, this is whom I am. Just take me the way I am. Do you want to live that kind of life? I don't want to live that kind of life. It is me, it is my life. That is the way I am. Just take me the way you see me. No. That is the kind of life that so many people are living. They just say, they don't look at themselves, they say it's my nature. That is who I am. Just take me the way you see me. And it has kept them in a cooler for so many years. Because they may, I doubt, there may still be people that say, I love Windows 98 so much. I cannot upgrade my window. How can you tell me that? You know, in those days we used to do that. I have been in the engineering field for so many years. I studied electrical electronics engineering, option electronics and telecommunication as an engineer. Now, there are some persons, their windows, they will say, then I used to repair, I do a lot of repair of computers. That is why by God's grace I'm an expert. I can boldly call myself as a HOS coach, that's a human operating system coach. based on the experience I gathered all those years on the way a computer behaves. I have taught a lot of persons. We talk about computer engineering, maybe we talk about the software engineering. I've done a whole lot of that for so many years before leaving. And I am transferring what I have learned from the system to deal with what I call the human operating system. I only remove it from added H to the normal operating system in order to form that terminology, human operating system. Now, some people will come, they say, please install Windows XP for me. I don't want all those Windows 8 or Windows 10. They say, I don't want it. It is too difficult to use. I don't want it. That is still a choice for so many persons today. The human operating system is a mental program that controls all our habitual behavior in life, and almost all our behavior in life are habitual. Almost all our behaviors are habitual. So that is why you need to pay attention to what we are doing. So we say that behavior refers to the way persons act or react to people, situations, or emotions, which include what you say, your words. Some people can talk anyhow. It's their behavior. Have you seen them? You see them, they just talk anyhow. They just talk anyhow. It's their behavior. It also includes what you do, your actions. When you see some person's actions, sometimes I don't pick quarrel with them because I already know this person has a behavioral challenge. And once you have that behavioral challenge, so many things, so many good things will be far away from you. Because your behavior naturally will repel good things away from you. Now, how you respond to stress, corrections, and praise. Praise or conflict. Some people, once there is stress, any little stress, they are off. They will be reacting anyhow because of stress. Some person, any little correction, somebody corrects them, they pick offense. They are angry. Why? The interpretation they are giving to that correction. There are some persons they don't want anybody to correct them. Have you seen them? They hate correction. It's a behavior problem. Some persons, it is maybe you praise them. As you praise them, their head will grow big. Just praise them. Fine girl. Oh, you have finished them. And some people conflict. Once there is conflict between A and B, maybe between you and somebody, the response is always negative. But we are getting to the realm that when there is conflict, you are still in charge of yourself. You can still stand as if nothing is happening. People may not be able to discover that there is a problem. Why? You have been able to work on your behavior. So your behavior is what people see on the outside. It is what? What people see outside. It is your outward expression. Your outward expression is what people see. Your outward expression. Do you understand it? Do you understand it? I told you that this thing you are learning today, many of your parents never had the opportunity to learn it. And many will never have. Do you know why they will never have? It is difficult for some persons to submit themselves to this. But this is what we all have to do every day, including me. Every day I aspire to have what? A better behavior and a better character. We will all keep on changing and upgrading and updating our character. Because daily you begin to say, oh, this is better than this. You drop this and pick this. But there are persons who will never want to do that, and that is the beginning of their failure. When you check out all of them, they never grow. Now, let me ask you a question. I've said it time without number. What do you see in life that is bigger than success? Who will answer me? What do you see in life that is bigger than success? Who will answer me? Is there anything? Answer me now. Is there anything?
No.
You are not answering me well. Is there anything?
No.
But I come today to tell you there is something bigger than success. There is what? There is something bigger and better than success. And we call it what? We call it fulfillment. We call it what?
Fulfillment.
Fulfillment. We have a lot of people who are not what? Who are not fulfilled. There is no satisfaction. They don't have fulfillment. And that is why, as we go through this, I'm bringing up some principles and some things. They have existed before now, but because a lot of persons just take them as face value, they don't want to go for something better. If I have to live my life, I don't put success at the front. What do I put at the front? What do I put at the front? Because fulfillment is better than success. You said? What is fulfillment? At the end of it, difficult to know. Eh? Go on, you understand better. So let's go to the right. Examples of behavior. We are looking at what?
Examples of behavior.
Behavior. Talking back to adults. There are some of us, when an adult is talking to you, just say, in fact, sometimes you snub the adult. I've learned whether what they are saying is correct or not. Don't do what? Don't snub them. They may tell you something that is wrong, but you must do what? You hear them out. Because you have a powerful human operating system, you'll be able to know whether what they are telling you is true or false. If it is good, you do it. If it is wrong, you do what? You throw it away. The other one, slamming the door in anger. Slamming the door. There are some of us, with your young one, you slam the door. It's your behavior. Every time you always do that. Behavior. Look at the other one, keeping promises. Some of us, a wrong behavior, you don't keep to your promise. You always promise and do what? And fail. Is it a good behavior? No. The other one, helping a friend. The helping a friend is what? A good behavior. Keeping to your promise is what? A good behavior. Lying to avoid punishment is what? Lying to avoid punishment is what? What of fighting? Some people, their behavior, they love fight. Bad behavior. Now, I will not be able to list them all, but if I ask you one by one now, you will be able to give me an example of a bad behavior. Who can give me one example of a bad behavior? Example of a bad behavior. If you can give me one, okay, give me one. Not greeting your elders. Okay. What one again? Who can give me another bad behavior? Insulting. So let's quickly, because of our time, let's move faster. Now, let's now look at what is what? What is character? Because we are talking about behavioral and character adjustment palace. In the palace, all we want to do, we are not saying you should come with your behavior good. We are saying you should what? Come with a mind, I want to adjust my behavior, I want to adjust my character in order to be a true prince or a princess in the palace. Because it's just like when you look at our world today, have you ever seen the queen? Let me say, for instance, the Queen of England, of a notable royal palace, dress, showing part of their body. Have you ever seen it? A queen in a palace. There are lifestyle of those who want to truly live in the kingdom and become queen or prince and princesses in the palace. Now, character is the inner quality or moral strength that shapes your choice and behavior. Character is what? Inward quality or moral strength. Like I would say that most of in our world today, people are losing moral. That moral quality, many people are losing it already. No good moral. That is why most of the time I always use this word that if you lose money, you have done what? You lost nothing in life. Because you can make the money again. You lost the money, 10 million naira, 20 million naira, $10 million. Lost money, you've lost nothing. But let me tell you, once you are sick, you have lost something. Because it will do what? Affect your life. But with treatment, you can do what? Come up again. But if you lose character, you have done what? You have lost everything. Character is everything. Your character is your attitude, your character is your behavior, your character is everything. That is why we say that character is the inner quality or moral strength that shapes your choice and behavior. It includes traits like honesty. Once you have a good character, you always know, because we are talking about your identity, how you do what? Describe yourself. You will know it within you, I am an honest person. If you are honest, won't you know? You know that my character, I am honest. Again, you know it within yourself, I am patient. Some people lack patience. In their character, they no patience. Anywhere they go, before you know, they will display that character that in my dictionary, there is no patience. They display it is a character. The other one is kindness. In your character, no kindness. So you are waiting for me to show you kindness. They will just tell you, if you are waiting for me to be kind to you, you will wait for eternity. Some people will tell you openly. The other one is what we call what? Self-control. There are some of us, no self-control. No what? We, in our behavior, we know what? We react. Because in your behavior, you are expected to react, there is no self-control. But immediately you develop a good character, you now do what? Respond. Because when you are responding, you are what? You are in charge. When you are reacting, there's what? No self-control. That's why so many people react to everything. You are passing, somebody put it this way. You are passing on the road, and maybe somebody who you have offended, maybe unknowingly sees you and begin to abuse you, mention your name, and maybe say, Mr. Genesis, look at you, begin to abuse you and say all manner of words. Now, if Mr. Genesis decided to say, what did I do to you? Why are you abusing me? This, and this. Which means the person abusing him has succeeded in making him to do what? To react to what he's saying. What if Mr. Genesis behaves as if they are not talking to him and is walking and going his way? Who will be ashamed? Who will be ashamed? The person abusing, because they'll be looking, who is he even talking to? Nobody is responding to you and you are busy abusing and talking. They will say it's like this man is a madman. Why? The other person he has this other. It's not that he's not hearing, but he has what? Self-control as a character. He did not allow what the other person is saying to stir up his inner man. Because character is what? Inward. Inward. Your control to your inner man. We have loyalty, we have integrity, we have conflict. The way you react to conflict, your integrity in everything you do, your loyalty. There are some people they say, I'm loyal, but in their mind, do they have that character of loyalty? It's not there. And because it's not there, in their behavior, they will do what? They will display. Character is inward, behavior is what? Outward. You behave your character. You do what? You behave your character. The character is what? The inner quality. The inner quality. It's in you. But in your behavior, you do what? You behave it out for people to see. I don't have self-control, no loyalty, no integrity. Some people, the greatest asset in life is what? Integrity. Once you have integrity, one of the greatest assets a man can have in life. Assets. Some people don't know. You know, I discovered so many years ago about integrity. See, if you miss nothing in life, have integrity as one of your character. So people used to think that only born again, maybe because they don't want you to be telling lies, they don't want you to be doing this. See, if you don't have integrity as one of your assets, what people look at in your life, it will be difficult for men to commit money into your hand. It will be difficult. People will not commit money into your hand. You can't earn a fortune in life. Integrity will help you to earn a fortune in life. You can. So many years back, I remember dealing with people that some of them have dealt with till today. They have not seen my face. They will send millions into my account without knowing who I am, without knowing my home address, without knowing everything. All they know is that I've had that name donated. I know him. Even till date. I have some of my business partners that I deal with. Major business of transactions. They sell goods worth good amount of money. They have never seen me before in life. They don't know where I stay, but those goods will come sometimes in millions without them seeing people. Why? When you live a life of integrity, some of them, I don't go to tell anybody I'm a pastor, but some of them, after talking with them, after dealing with them alone, they will start adding that word, pastor, to the name. So many of them. I don't go anywhere and say I am pastor so person. No, I don't do it. Integrity. One of the character that you must have it and live it. Sometimes there will be tests, there will be challenges, something that will challenge those integrity. But when you are able to stand, one of my boss, he told me one day, not too long, he said, Donate, you are the only Christian I have seen. I said, no, I'm not the only one. She has met a lot of persons. She's actually my boss. The first person I'm able to say, like, sit on a table to eat with, who is a billionaire, that have traveled far and wide in life. So I've seen one. Your character is that inner person within you. When you are living it out, you may not even know. When you are behaving it out, you may not even know. But people from far and near will be able to tell and recommend you based on your character. Now, let's look at what you need to take home today. Your character is what you are when no one is watching. Your character. What you are when no one is doing what? Some of us, when no one is watching us, so when people are green snake, in their character, they are like this. They are green snake. They are green snake. When no one is watching, you can't believe that this person will do this kind of thing because nobody is watching. Daddy is not there. Mom is not there. Nobody is there. So it is your value in action. It is what? Your value in action. That is why I say some people focus on what? Their goal. But you should focus on what? Your value. Like when I wrote my value, one of my values is that I respect everyone. I hold it to a high esteem. That everyone, whether it's a child or whether the person is rich, whether the person is poor, I decided to make it as a value that anybody I see in life, I should be able to do what? Respect the person. It becomes what? A value. And every day you are not intentional in living out that life. When you are intentional in, that is why as time goes on, we'll be bringing up some things. And when you do them and you are intentionally working on it every day, you discover that you are doing what? You are changing. You discover you are doing what? You are changing. Why? It starts with what? A shift in your thoughts. What you follow is what? A shift in your habits. We'll talk about habits. We're talking about your behavior. We're talking about your character. We're talking about your attitude. So a shift in your thoughts will cause a shift in your habits. Will also cause what? A shift in your actions, your behaviors, your actions. Which will now produce what? A new, brand new personality as an identity. The identity will do what? Will change. A new identity is what? Is possible. Can you say a new identity is possible?
New identity is possible.
Can you say it again? A new identity is possible.
New identity is possible.
So, while behavior is what you do, character is what makes you choose what to do. Your behavior, what you are doing, as you are doing it, maybe you small, maybe you are doing this, maybe you are doing this. Your character is what makes you to do what? To behave the way you behave. Internally. In what? Internally, your character is what makes you to do what? To behave the way you behave. So if I want to change a man, what should I do? If I want to change a man, what should I do? If I succeed in changing the character of a man, what have I done? I have changed the identity of that person. Now, let's look at the connection between the mind and behavior. Connection between what? The mind and behavior. Because your behavior always starts from where? Your behavior always starts from where? Your behavior starts from your mind. Now, we commonly say it that the mind is the greatest creation of God in human. The mind is what? Why? The question is what? Why? Why is the mind the greatest creation of God in human? Now, the mind has two sections. One the conscious mind, one the subconscious mind. But let me ask you a question. Where is your mind? Where? Can you point where it is? Now, there are two possible places your mind can be. Is your mind here or here? Is it here or here? Can you see some people are saying it's here? Why some people are saying it's here? Okay, it's here. Internally here, in the internal organ that God has created, the heart is here. Am I right? The brain is here. Is the heart your mind? Is the brain your mind? Yes. So where now is the location of the mind? Because we know the heart is here, we know the brain is here. Now, the mind is a special part of human being that God has created, but yet no scientist has ever seen the mind. No scientist. Do you know why? The mind is just an activity. The mind is what? The mind is what? The mind is what? The mind is an activity. It has a conscious mind. The conscious mind is just like an antenna. Just like as you are here now, you are conscious. Everything is coming to you. It's like an antenna. Everything, both good and bad, you are conscious. You can receive good things, you can receive bad things. But we now have this subconscious mind, which does not have option. Anything that goes into the subconscious mind stays there and operates you. That is why some of the characters you are behaving today is actually resident in your subconscious mind. Come to this way. There is seat at the front. And that is what has been dictating to you. 95% of our life daily is being controlled by our subconscious mind. What did I say? 95% of your life daily is being controlled by your subconscious mind. That is why a character you are behaving today is not your conscious mind. If it were to be in your conscious mind, you will be able to do what? Control it. Like you just behave it. People will just see it. Some people will be wondering, but most of the time, the only way out is for you to do what? Take them through what we call what? Identity engineering. And if you can succeed in taking the person through identity engineering, once the person's identity changes, the character will change, the behavior will change, and everything about that life will do what? Will change. So most of the time, that is why they will tell you, if you can change, everything around you will do what? Will change. If you can change, what will happen? Everything around you will change. Even your success, you are looking for success. Do you know what is success? Success is what you attract by the person you have become. A lot of persons pursue success. They have never taken time to think, how can I become? Human being, they only pursue what to do to be successful. You are pursuing, I need to do this. I need to do this to be successful. Have you taken time and say, what am I becoming? Because who you are becoming is more valuable than what you are doing.
Payment received in OPay.
whom you are becoming. Because you're a human being. And every day you are becoming something. Every day you are becoming what?
Something.
Every day you are becoming something. Every day you are becoming something. But so many people don't pay attention. What am I becoming every day? Am I just growing in height? Am I just growing in height? Or am I becoming a better person? What is happening to my life? What is the kind of person I really want to become? That is why I've given you the first assignment is to do what? You make a list that we call what? To be lists. And you submit it tomorrow. You know what? To be list. What I want. This is the kind of life. Based on what I'm teaching you. What I'm talking about to be list, we are talking about what? In terms of behavior, character, identity. I'm not talking about I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a lawyer. That is not to be list. We are a human being. Every day you are becoming what? Something. In terms of what? Character and what? Behavior. What do you want people to see in you? Now, the connection. Your thoughts become your feelings. Your feelings become your actions. Your feeling become your actions, which is your behavior. Your repeated actions form your habits. Your habits become your character. Can you see it? Your thoughts, when you are thinking, your thought do what? Becomes your feelings. That is why the first thing to do in the life of a man is to do what? Change the thoughts. And what goes into your mind determines what you think. That is why sometimes when they tell a believer, as a Christian, don't listen to worldly music. Some people will ask, why? When you are listening to them, what are you doing? You are feeding your thoughts. Don't watch pornography. Some people will say, why? When you are watching, you are doing what? You are feeding your thoughts. That is why when some people finish watching, because your thought becomes what? Your feeling. They will begin to do what? Feel somehow. And when they are feeling somehow, your feeling becomes your action. You begin to behave it. Some people, maybe as young girls, they will begin to say, see you, I am beautiful. I want you to come and touch me. I want you to come and do this. Maybe as a mature person, the same thing. You begin to do what? Behave your feelings. And that is why some people will end up going to do what? Commit masturbation because they have watched something that has imputed something into their thoughts, and because their thought has caused a feelings, they need to satisfy that pleasure. They will now go into what? Masturbation. Or they will go and commit what? Fornication. Then, that is why we say your feelings becomes your what? Action. Your action will now become masturbation, fornication, or adultery, or as the case may be, which is what now what? Your behavior. Your repeated action now forms your habit. So habit is what? Repeated action. Repeated action. And your habit becomes what? Your character. That is what people will now know you with. Your character is what they know you with, because this is the way, it's a repeated action and it's not your habit. And that is the way you now behave. That is the way, that is now your attitude. That is why your attitude is what? Everything. Attitude is what?
Everything.
If you can change your attitude, everything around you will change. There are people you feel that don't love you before. They will love you just for a change of attitude. Here is the flow. Thoughts. You think, I am angry. They don't respect me. There are some people, every time, maybe when they just come before people, they just, the thoughts will be coming to them. I am angry. Maybe they are thinking I'm angry. They are just thinking I'm angry. It's just my behavior, just my character. They think as I'm talking. Some people will be shouting. They say it's just my life. It's just my life. I always shout. You are just thinking I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm just shouting. Is that true? That's not true. The feeling you feel hurt or disrespected because you are angry, because you think people don't respect you, you in your feeling, you feel hurt, you feel disrespected that people don't respect you. Then your behavior, you shout or fight, you demonstrate it. Your behavior, then as you repeat it, repetition, you keep doing it every time you upset. Every time you feel that, you feel angry, you feel that people don't respect you, you feel disrespected in your feelings, in your behavior, you keep on, you shout. As you are shouting, you say, it's just my life, it's just the way I behave. There is a feeling that is making you to do what? To react. You couldn't control your feelings. That is why you are what? Shouting. Your mood will change, but yet your mood has changed. You are shouting, but you are still saying what is my nature. Do you want that to be your nature? Do you want that to be your nature? No. Result. People start to describe you as aggressive or rude. It becomes part of your character. People will not say, that girl, aggressive or rude. That is what there are a lot of persons today. Do you know anyone that people always say that girl is rude or aggressive? Or that boy is rude or aggressive? Do you know that? Have you seen anybody people are describing that way? Have you seen them? Answer me now. They're all around us. How did it start? From the thoughts. It flows from thought to feeling to behavior. Repetition makes it what? A result. Output. What people see. Like most of the time when I teach people, I tell them what is a shift in your thoughts. What you follow is a shift in your habits. What you follow again is a shift in your actions. And that repeated action will cause what? A shift in your output, what you present to the world. Because your output is what? Your result. That is why I said, what will be presented to people in your funeral? What will you want to be written boldly? This man, or some people, even when they are saying something, they don't mean it in their heart. They are just saying, let me just say some little good thing about this man, about this woman. They are hiding the real person. But there are people you see in their funeral, there are so many good qualities. That is what we focus on. Have you ever seen a Yahoo boy or a Yahoo girl in their funeral? People come to meet and say, this Yahoo boy, is a very good Yahoo man. Is a very fine Yahoo girl. Or maybe, this Yahoo girl, he taught me Yahoo. The Yahoo has given me money. Have you ever seen that? Or have you ever seen maybe during the funeral of somebody, the person have, in fact, I have made money through Naira betting. It is this man that taught me Naira betting. Or it is this woman. Or, in fact, I have so many boyfriends today. Without this woman, I would have gotten this number of boyfriends. Have you ever seen it? But are there people that are doing that to the life of people? There are people that are doing that. They are impacting negatively to people. Negative characters and negative habits. Now, the mind is the control center. The mind is the what? The control center. If your thoughts are full of negative, you will be what? You will behave negatively. So many people behave negatively because of what? The thought that goes on through their mind. You may be looking at a child, a young boy, a young girl. The thought that is going through their mind is what? Negative. Negative. Every thought going through their mind is what? Negative. And that is what causes their behaviors. But if the thought that goes through is positive, you will act with what? Kindness and hope. Kindness and hope. That is why you'll be looking at you are not looking at where you are. You are looking at your trajectory, the direction you are taking in life. There are some people when you see them, as you are looking at them in life, you know that they will do what? That will go far. But there are those, when you are looking at them, what will you tell them? You say, my friend, with the way you are going, you still hit a rock. Is it not true? Is it not true? Has anybody ever told you that this way you're going is wrong? Or has anybody ever told you that way? Did you bother to listen to the person? Did you bother to listen to the person that telling you that this way is not the way? Connection between behavior and discipline. Connection between behavior and discipline. Discipline is the ability to control yourself. Discipline is what? Can you say it again? Can you say it again? My own question to you today now. Will you start controlling yourself? Discipline is the ability for you to control yourself even when it is hard. It is doing what is right, not what is easy. Discipline is what? Discipline is what? Some of us want to do what is easy in life. We want to do things that are easy. I don't want anything hard in my life. Oh. I don't want anything that will disturb my mind. I don't want anything that will disturb my brain. I don't want anything that will disturb my sleep. I don't want anything that will disturb this or disturb this or disturb this. I want things that are what? Easy. It's just like somebody who is not disciplined will always be taking eating indomie. You know why? It is easy to cook. But is it right to be eating it? Is it right to be eating it? Now, the other person is what? What is easy? Which food can I just eat? Tea and bread. Every time what? Tea and bread. Why is the person taking tea and bread? It is easy to do what? To prepare. It is easy. But discipline is what? Doing what is right, not what is easy. Once you have this mindset, you tell yourself, I am going to live a disciplined life. A poor man. I told you yesterday is what? Whenever you see any man that is poor, listen to me and take it from me. That person is an undisciplined, wealthy man. Anytime you see anybody poor, the person is simply an undisciplined, wealthy person. What makes people to be poor is lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. And that is why at the end of life, they live in what? An undisciplined man always live in what? In regrets. An undisciplined person always live what? In regrets. Just imagine. Have you ever seen maybe a young woman advising maybe a young girl and said, when I was young like you, I useless my body. I gave it to every man. Anyone that has money, have me. That is what many young people are doing today. If you have money, do what? Take me. They are saying, I lack discipline. What controls me is what? Money. But if you see anybody that holds discipline and decide to do what is right, not what is easy. Sometimes I will tell people that the hard way is what? Is the only way. The hard way is what? The only way. But many people want what? The easy way. Because in the easy way, there's no what? There's no discipline. But in the hard way, there's what? Discipline. See, if you finish going through this training and your life did not change, you will always hear my voice as you grow up. You will hear the voice. He told me, if you can change, adjust your behavior, adjust your character. It takes discipline to do it. Without discipline, you cannot do it. That is what I'm trying to teach you. Behavior plus discipline is equal to what? Character development. When you discipline yourself to control your behavior, you are actually developing what? A new character. When you do what? Discipline yourself to control your behavior. You have acquired some of those bad behavior. You now do what? Discipline yourself, control those behavior. It will not give you what? A new character. As you repeatedly discipline yourself to control those behavior, you are doing what? Forming a new character. Let's look at examples. The part one, without discipline, you will feel what? Without discipline, you will feel what? And when you feel lazy, what do? You skip your homework. And what will happen? Without discipline, so many students, children fail. Not only children or students, men and women fail in life because they, first of all, it started with what? Laziness. Because there is no discipline. Because discipline is your ability to do what is right. Whether you are strong, you are lazy, whether no matter what is happening, you say, what needs to be done must be done. A disciplined man is a man that builds his wall before the war will start. How can you see? Maybe you discover a barrack. They are waiting for war. It is when war starts, they'll begin to say, let's put sand so that when they shoot bullets. Have you seen those bomb boats or those places where soldiers are checkpoint? Maybe you just see the soldiers, they will just snag zinc and stay there like that without putting those things to protect themselves. You can only do that before the war. Because when the war has started, you can't do that again. So a disciplined person is the person that builds the wall before the war will start. So without discipline, you feel lazy, skip your homework, and you fail. With discipline, you will do what? Feel lazy. But when you feel lazy, what do? You push yourself. You push yourself. And you push yourself to do what? To do the work. And when you do the work, you do what? You succeed. Many children fail in school. But by the time you take this concept, even when you feel lazy, do what? You will not say, I am the type that pushes myself even if I am weak, even if I am tired, even if I am feeling lazy. You will not have a new identity. When you meet with somebody you are talking, you say, my character, my life, even when I'm lazy, I still push myself to do the work. But there are some, they will tell you, once I'm tired, I'll just go out, go and sleep. Can you see the difference? Part two. Discipline trains your behavior to obey your values, not your emotion. Discipline will train what? Your behavior. Once you discover that you are obeying your values in life, maybe one of your values in life is that I fear God. Maybe one of your values in life is what? That is one of my values. I look at it that it's a value I need to go to anywhere I go to. Anywhere I go to, one of my values is that I fear God. And by the time you discipline and train your behavior to obey your values, you will get to a time that your emotion will come in. But at that time, in your mind, you have already made up your mind, who do I obey? My values or my emotions? A disciplined person will do what? Obey the values, not the emotions. Are you getting? Is it making sense to you? Is it making sense to you? Remember, what we are doing, some persons are online with us. We have an online community and they are watching. Now, part 3. A disciplined behavior will be staying calm when corrected. An undisciplined behavior will be talking back and storming off. When you are corrected, maybe a parent to a leader correcting, you see the person murmuring or talking back, that is an undisciplined behavior. But a disciplined behavior will do what? We keep calm, accept the correction. Now, discipline is the bridge between what you know should be done and what you actually do. What you know that should be done. Discipline is the bridge between them. What you actually do at the end. The bridge between them is what? Discipline. So, from today, what do? You hold discipline as what? Number 1. You hold discipline as what? Can you demonstrate it? I am holding discipline as number 1. Let's look at the relationship between behavior and character adjustment. Your behavior is the effect, not the cause. Your behavior is what? The cause is how you see yourself, your identity. The cause of how you behave the way you behave. If you try to adjust behavior, like procrastination is your behavior, lying, aggression, or laziness, it has been your behavior. If you try to adjust it without changing the identity behind it, the change will not last. That is why we call it what? Identity engineering. You change the identity and the behavior will do what? Will change. Now, behavior and character adjustment. So, if a teenager struggles with what? Lying. A teenager, a man, a woman struggles with lying, laziness, rudeness, lack of focus, poor hygiene. It is not just about forcing them to act better. It is about engineering a new identity where those behaviors no longer make sense. Where those behaviors no longer do what? When you look at those behaviors, that is why what we are doing as I'm talking with you now, there is an engineering process going on in you. And the engineering is what? Removing, there are so many behaviors when you look at them now, it doesn't do what? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Lying, does it make sense? Laziness, does it make sense? Procrastination. Some of those behaviors, maybe talking back to an adult, disrespecting people, snubbing people, easing. Somebody, an adult, talk to you, just ease and walk away. Some adults do it. A fellow adult talk to them, say something they don't like, they don't ease and walk away. Sometimes they see something they don't like on their own, they will just do what? Ease. People will hear it. Is it a good behavior? No. Is it a good character? That is emotion is in charge. Now, here is the identity engineering process. Here is how you can cause it to create a new identity and adjust behavior and character. How can you do that? Step one. The first step is to do what? Recognize the current identity. You will ask a question, who do I believe I am? Who do I believe I am? Am I the type that talk back when they are talking to me? You ask yourself, do I talk back to an adult when he's talking to me? Do I hiss? Do I slam door against people? Am I lazy? You ask yourself, who do I believe? Do you believe? Maybe on your own. You ask yourself, do I really believe I am lazy? What label do do others or do I or others use to identify me? You are carrying a particular label. There is how people see you already. What behavior flow? What behavior flow from this identity? Example, I'm just naturally angry. Some people, when you ask themselves, they say, are there people like that? They will tell you that I am just naturally angry. There are people like that. I'm just naturally angry. You will keep on reacting with anger until this identity changes. If you tell yourself that your identity, I am just naturally what? Angry. You know it already. This is who I am. Oh. Just take me the way you see me. I've seen it when you come in contact with people, when you see them behaving, they will say, it is just like once my anger comes, I can destroy anything. They call it what? My anger. Do you have such? So the first step in identity engineering is to do what? Recognize a current identity, who you are. That is why I said you go and write to be list. You may not be that now. Get me right. In your to be list, you may not be that kind of person what now. Then that is what you what desire to be. Because the secret is that everything starts with what? Desire. How did David know God? Desire. He was a man that always desired God. As the heart panted after the water brooks, so panted my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsted for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? He has that desire to be what you want to be. That desire. Number two, step two. You have seen your identity. You now ask yourself, decide on the new identity. You do what? Decide on the new identity. So, in your to-be list, how you are going to do it, you are going to take the first step, which the first step is to do what? You look at, let me go back so that we'll make that assignment more better. Recognize a current identity. Ask, who do I believe I am? You look at it, things you have become already. You write it on this side, then you now say to be list. You now do what? Write it on this side. I'm not going to display it to anybody. That is the assignment you are submitting to me tomorrow. That is the assignment you are doing what? How many of us will